Check, please.
Welcome back to Everything Money. If you have gotten burned by Cathie Wood and investing in her ARK investments, we're here for you. We'll give you some insight on her ETFs, what we think her thought process has been, and her sales pitch over the last couple of years. We'll show you the companies that she's investing in, and we'll potentially let you question why she's doing so. In the end, we want to invest in great companies at cheap prices, and we think she's doing the opposite. We'll show you why. Go ahead, Paul.
ARK hit a high of 159 a year and 1 month ago. It is currently at 58. It got as low as 52 last week. This, I hate to say it, has been very satisfying for me.
Yes.
Jim Cramer a year ago called Cathie Wood brilliant, a genius, and now he's calling her out on things. Hypocrisy by Jim Cramer. He's an idiot. By the way, I watched Monster Money, or Money Monster, like half of the other day, and that's based on basically a Jim Cramer type. Guys, when Cathie Wood says that you can't short innovation, you're not shorting innovation, you're shorting valuation. For her to say that, it means no value is too high.
Isn't it just a sales pitch? They want you, the viewer, to think that if you're anti-innovation, there's just something wrong with you.
I bet she really does believe that. And that's, I don't know what's scarier, her believing that for real. I said to somebody the other day in a phone call, I don't, it's gonna be controversial. The difference between Bernie Madoff and Cathie Wood is Bernie Madoff did it maliciously and stole from people. Cathie Wood is doing it because she really believes that. I still think I think people are gonna lose a ton of money with Cathie Wood. A ton of money. She is not smart. She has no process. She's a hypocrite. How many things she sold that she said she would never sell?
It's like because she reports every 24 hours. Yeah, every day. That's right. I mean, yeah, it is shocking how often it's such a wonderful play. And then when it falls.
And it bottoms. Yep, it bottoms.
It bottoms and she sells. What is going on?
And by the way, the average investor has lost money on ARK because they got in too late.
Well, they're the people actually who, once they give up on her tactics, we find them in our channel. They finally start turning for answers, and we see them in the EM app, which we welcome you in. But
if you were to buy a company, you would focus on how you're going to get a return on that money, because every investment is the present value of all future cash flow. Does it mean that a company that's losing money today cannot provide you a return? Absolutely not, if they can get to profitability. But when you have all of these, how many of these even make reasonable money today? Go look these up. And the values, her biggest holding is Tesla. I'm gonna buy her Tesla at $100 a share. It's $880 right now. You guys sit there and say, oh, Paul, you don't get it. I don't get it. You're right. I don't get it. And yeah, she's having a great day today. Look at this. A couple of big gainers here. She needed that. Because what was it? It's been awful for last year. And I'm willing to make a bet. 10 years from now, she will not be in the business and she'll claim retirement when in actuality she's being forced to. Somebody came out, her former boss came out this week and said, listen, she's a smart lady, but the problem we had with her was that she was way too gung-ho on these hype things. And it's like you couldn't get her off of them. I think that's what he said, something like that. I'm like, yeah, and somebody might say the same thing about me. The big difference is I don't buy I have a buy with a process. I buy like I'm buying a business. That's what you're buying. When she criticizes people who don't understand innovation, you don't understand investing. Cathie Wood does not understand investing. A year ago, somebody wrote, why would I believe you, Paul? She's the one with a hedge fund. She doesn't have a hedge fund. She has an ETF. Oh, really? I'm not the one down 70% today. I'm actually up this year. And the NASDAQ, heavy laden NASDAQ right here. All of these are basically in the NASDAQ. They're down 20%. Not hers. Hers is down way more. The NASDAQ 100 is down 20%. I'm up 3.5%. With Alibaba in there, down 40% in there. And I only have 25% of my money invested, including my short in the NASDAQ. Come on.
How long do people, is she delusional? How long does she hold on with this sales
I just
pitch?
don't think she's smart. I don't think she understands. She doesn't understand investing.
I think she's one of those people that you see the hype people on YouTube. She's one of them who made it to this point and is doing the same thing that they did. She is literally stock mo.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
No, I think you are.
That's exactly what she is.
Innovation,
She's just
great. So you can't overpay for innovation? Let me give an example. 22 years ago, the internet started. Internet literally changed the world, and it is infinitely times bigger today than it was 22 years ago. How many .com and software businesses went belly up, went to zero back in 2000? If you don't see that point, I don't know what else to tell you. That literally, internet, fire, a computer. I mean, these are very few. The automobile, the airplane, the internet, probably the three biggest innovations of all time. And still companies going under from 22 years ago. I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it.
What about for our poor ARKK holders that bought into this before they found us?
I can't tell you what to do. Reassess every investment at every. Don't worry about what's happened recently. Would you own that? Would you put more money after today? If the answer is no, from a value perspective, sell it. If the answer is yes, go buy more. Mm-hmm. And she said yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, our annualized potential is the highest I've ever seen in my entire career. This is going to be one of those quotes from the week before the 1928 stock market crash, when one of the biggest analysts ever said, we've hit a permanent plateau in stocks. And 1 week later, the crash happened. And a few years later, it was down 86%. For her to say we have our projections are the highest annual rate I've ever seen in my career, it's just almost like, did you basically tempt fate by saying that? I don't know what to say. There's a disconnect. Guys, investments are investments. And every investment's the present value of all future cash flow. Whether it's a cash flow every year or one terminal cash flow, whatever it is, you cannot have an investment unless you're able to calculate how much return you got along the way. The present value of all future cash flow. And if you say, well, I don't get the cash from the business. Yes, you do. It sits in a bank account with a business and you own a piece of that bank account. That is your share of the bank account. The shares you own have access to all the debts and assets of the company. You get that. And guys, if you need assistance, we created this whole software and community because our users wanted it. In this community up here, which I have a message in, over 6,000 people in here talking every single day about all investments, even hype investments I don't believe in. But if there's a process, that's what we're trying to teach here. And everybody here talks. I listen to them. I can go in there and search for certain companies. I can go search for, is anybody talking about PagerDuty? I can search for PagerDuty and it'll tell me who's talking about it. I doubt anybody's talking about PagerDuty, but
I want to look it up.
Please look it up.
And then he gets a page directly on his phone.
Yeah. But guys, this whole software, everything here is available on your mobile phone. It's an app here too. This is a no-brainer. It's only $1 per day. Sign up, guys, because literally for $1 a day, it could have saved you all the losses from these big tech crashes that'll happen and the ones that have already happened. Peloton, Palantir, all these 75, 80% drops. If it makes you 1 or 2% extra a year, which it very well could, it'll lead to hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. $1 per day. You spend more on a cup of coffee every day. $1 per day gets you all this financial stuff and more, and you're locked in at the price that you sign up for. As we increase the price, you're still locked in. So guys, sign up for it now. 2 ways, everythingmoney.com, or for our international people, patreon.com. Sign up now, no brainer.
I was watching a fellow value investor, younger guy, Joseph Carlson. You don't know him, but he's got quite a channel. A little drier delivery than us, where we're just grabbing ass and joking around most of the time. But he's talking about the concept of when these stocks falling and we're all co-owners. It started ingraining in my mind just a different way to say it, in the concept of, even though the price is falling, my share count is not.
Well, your share count is not, and the assets behind that share count are not.
This was like invigorating me to think I'm still part owner in the companies I own, which I thought were really good at the time. And even though they're down now, like he was mentioning, like you say, the price of your house. The price of your house fluctuates. You just don't know about it, but you're still in it. You still own it. You're still a good part of it. I like the way he was saying that. That's an interesting take. I mean, you said it in a different way, but with these companies, Paul, is we just bought in maybe for the wrong reason on some of these.
What the hell is PagerDuty?
They make pagers. Pagers are coming back, baby.
You don't know about PagerDuty?
As Dennis says in 30 Rock, pagers are cyclical.
Here's my pager.
Technology is cyclical. Pagers are making a comeback.
What's the ticker?
PD.
I'll tell you what I do. If I'm in a stock, and I'm not telling you guys to do it, but if I'm in a stock or maybe an ETF in this case, and I just don't believe in it anymore, I'm going to learn a lesson from it and move on. But you got to learn a lesson from it. Don't do it again. That's the biggest thing. Don't do it again. I've made many mistakes where I just cut my losses and move on, but I didn't make them twice.
Yeah, PagerDuty is a platform that harnesses digital signals, software-enabled devices. Market cap of $2 billion, net income minus $100 million.
I need a pager.
We all need pagers.
Can we get pagers and Tim pages us when we're ready to do this?
That's a good idea.
I'm done with text messaging you guys.
Well, Paul, you remember
the revenue's up. Oh, the revenue's down from last year. That's weird.
Paul, remember when you had to page not only your phone number but 911 when it was really important?
Yeah.
Yeah,
my dad had a pager really early on, like 1986, because he was a doctor. And I remember, like, he'd be like, okay, type these numbers in, wait for the ding, 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 and then type in whatever you want. Then it was amazing because I remember on 9/11, I had to message him because the cell phones weren't going through. I had to message him with pagers that Dad, call me ASAP. So I'm in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and he thought something had happened because, we're whatever, and we're Middle Eastern, so I can say that stuff. But he called me immediately. He's like, everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I just couldn't get through to you. So I texted you. I'm like, I didn't know if he'd seen, because he's a doctor. He was seeing patients. I don't know if he'd heard what happened. So pagers are awesome. And now I remember the first time I saw somebody, I was working in Ann Arbor at Pizza House, and somebody had their Motorola. What was that flip Motorola thing? It was just for texting. I was like, you can just send it. We didn't know what it was called. It wasn't called texting. So you can just message somebody like that. I was like, yeah, that's awesome.
A friend of mine, the first time I ever got a text message, I literally called him and I was like, do not ever send me one of these again.
No. The first time I got the first 10 text messages I never got, because I heard this ding. I'm like, what the hell is that ding? And I didn't even know it was my Trio. It had a little dot in the corner. But anyhow.
PagerDuty is huge, Paul, as we were saying.
Yes.
Big holding of...
Guys, I don't know what to say. I know there's going to be people out there who don't agree with me. I get that. But our friend Gary Mashuras, Silver Ring Value Partners, he just sent an email out today where somebody he knows has a friend who's a growth manager, and they already shut up their shop because the NASDAQ's down 20%. Guys, it's only going to get worse. These valuations are insanely high. Look at his email. I'm going to show you his email. He's comparing the NASDAQ now to the NASDAQ of 2000. Look familiar?
Yikes.
The NASDAQ here fell 83%. I wonder what this one's going to fall. I have a short on just the NASDAQ. I don't have a short on SPY anymore. I converted to NASDAQ because of how overpriced it got. And I'm hopefully going to take advantage of some tax loss harvesting to save some money along the way. But it's up a ton more than my S&P would be up, because I looked at the NASDAQ 100 going, these are so massively overvalued. I had to short it. And it's been so wonderful. And I think it's going to be, the NASDAQ's currently at 13,000 or so, 14,000. I might start considering getting out of my short at 5,000. And even then, I don't know if I'll still get out of it. That's how much I think the NASDAQ's overpriced.
13.5.
Yeah, 13.5. And I think it's going below 5,000. Call me crazy. At the COVID, the start of COVID, before it crashed, it was at like 9,500 or 9,800. And I thought it was double overpriced back then. So who knows?
So again, for our shareholders in our group, they keep asking,
what do you do with ARK?
Yeah.
Assess it. If you don't like it, if you believe in this process, I think there's only one thing to do.
Yep.
Swallow your loss and move on. Listen, I've sold things that sucked because I'm like, damn, I lost so much money on that one. It is what it is, but you don't think about it after a little bit of time. You just stop thinking about it, and you're able to focus on the right thing from then on.
Shockingly, no one has messaged.
Yeah, I've never heard of PagerDuty in my life.
I would love to show off and just show a whole thread of PagerDuty. No one's talking about
I've never heard of PagerDuty. Literally, I'm looking at this thing going, what the heck is PagerDuty? I think I might just rename my company PagerDuty if this one goes under.
We will keep you posted on ARK as we cackle all the way down. Again, folks, if you're tired of maybe being sold to by Cathie Wood and making as she makes you feel bad because you don't believe in these innovative companies, we're trying to preach a message. You can believe in really great companies first and make some money off them as years to progress. So fondle the like, subscribe. We'll see you on the live stream on Thursdays for our users, and we'll see you on the day trading in the BidNast Nation. You can day trade with Paul, Mo, and I. See you next video. Thanks for watching.